Using my phone. Um, so I wanted to talk about your service in the military a little bit.
Okay.
So, so you were in World War II.
What?
You were in World War II.
That
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about when did you find out that we were going to war? Do you remember
I found out when I was going where?
when we were going to war?
Oh, you mean when I was going to go into the army?
Yeah. What happened? Did you get drafted to the
Yeah,
war or what happened?
Yeah, I was drafted, but what happened was I was working in an aircraft factory, and I wouldn't had to went. I was exempt from the draft because we were building uh, uh, planes for the Navy, airplanes for the Navy. So anybody who was working in a place that was building war materials, they wouldn't draft them.
Oh.
So I wouldn't had to went to the war at all. But my brother, he went in the military, and I thought I should be in there too. I didn't think I was any better than anybody else. So I what I did was I knew if I quit I'd be drafted, but I decided to just quit and then take a little break before I went into the service. So I knew that it would take them a month or two to draft me after I quit the job. So I just quit the job and waited for them to draft me.
Really? Well, that was very brave of you, and I want to thank you for your service.
Well, it was just trying to do my part. There was millions of Americans, young people, was going in service.
Yeah.
I was lucky there. I was lucky I didn't get injured at all, and a lot of those poor people didn't even come back.
And then tell me, I know you've told me all these stories before, but I want to hear them from you again so I can remember every word. Tell me about what happened with your brother.
My brother, he had astigmatism, and they wouldn't put him into a combat position because his eyesight wasn't good enough. But they would take in people in that could do other work, non-combat stuff. So he was in the Air Corps too, and he was out setting targets for the bombers to practice on out in the desert in New Mexico, and he 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 was in he got killed in a Jeep rollover,
Yeah.
and that old Jeep, they were high center, and they were uh, tip over real easy,
Yeah.
and they didn't have no top on them,
Yeah.
no protection. They didn't have no seat belts. Nothing.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah. So that rolled over on him.
And that was your only sibling, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he never got to actually serve.
What?
Like, he never got to actually be in the war, the actual war, right?
Oh no.
No, he never made it.
No.
Yeah. Well, didn't you say that there was some kind of a rule about, like, if one son died, right?
If there was only one.
If there was only one surviving.
One male survivor in a family, they wouldn't put them in a combat position. Normally, if they requested, unless somebody requested it, and I didn't. I wouldn't have to win again. I wouldn't have to win, but I had all my training in, and when my brother got killed, and I had all that training in, I figured I should go, so I went.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your time in the when you were fighting? What did you do? What was your job? Where were you mainly stationed? That sort of thing.
Well, I was flying off of an airfield in England, flying across the English Channel to bomb the Germans.
Yeah.
And I was a gunner, machine gunner, and a radio operator.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that was my job.
Yeah. So I remember you telling me a story about nylons.
Nylon?
Yeah, tell me the story about nylons when you were in England.
Nylon. Well, nylons had just come out before the war, or just during the war. Anyway, all women was crazy to get nylons, but they couldn't get them because they was using all that nylon for parachutes. It was the strongest type cloth they had, so they used it for parachutes, and so so the women didn't get many nylons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you told me something about how when you were with the women.
Oh yeah, no. What I said was I didn't do that, but there was, I guess, some few soldiers got a hold of some nylons and give them to the English girls.
Because the English men didn't have. There was something about chocolate too, right? And some kind of sugars, right? The girls wanted sweets.
What?
The girls wanted chocolate, right?
Chocolate?
Yeah, didn't you say that some of the English girls wanted chocolate and they wanted
they
nylons?
They were hungry for any kind of sweet stuff because their sugar was rationed.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had them one time. They invited the local people around our air base, mostly just farms, people from the farms around our air base, invited them over for a meal. And they come over and they said some of the women opened their purse up and was pouring sugar. We had plenty of sugar, pouring sugar in their purse.
Because they didn't have any?
Yeah, and we had some orange marmalade, jelly, and well, they were lapping that up. And they did.
The American soldiers had more money, right, too?
Oh yeah, we had a lot more money than the English soldiers.
Didn't you say that some of the women painted? What about the painting the nylons on? Didn't you say something about that?
About what?
About painting nylons on instead of, because they didn't have actual nylons. Didn't you say? I remember the last time you told me this. It was.
No, I didn't say that.
I thought you said that it was like that they had like they tried to paint them on or so. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
I can't remember that.
yeah. Tell me about when you were flying and getting shot down. If you don't want to, if there's at any point you don't want to talk about something, just let me know.
Well, we got hit with enemy fire and knocked out one engine, and the prop was windmilling on that engine. What that is, it means it wasn't connected. It was and it was just windmilling from the forward motion of the plane. Of course, there took 3 other engines still pulling us. And when you had a windmilling prop like that, it created a drag.
Yeah.
A drag on your plane. We couldn't keep up with the formation. We flew in formation of 7 or 8 planes in a squadron, and we couldn't keep up. So, and while we were getting hit by enemy fire, the navigator, the bombardier said the navigator, he looked over there, and the navigator, instead of doing his job, and right after that, he was laying down on the floor in a fetal position.
Oh man.
He was scared, and when we lost our position, we didn't know where we were. So we just, the pilot and the co-pilot, they just tried to guess which direction to go,
Right.
try to get out of Germany, and normally we'd have flown right all the way back across the English Channel.
So where were you flying over though? You need to
We were over
let me know
Germany.
where you were flying over.
No, we didn't know.
Oh, you didn't
We were over
know.
Germany, but we didn't know what part of Germany.
Oh crap.
So we flew for, it seemed like for hours. And one time we happened to, another two German Messerschmitt Me-109s came up from underneath us, and we thought they were going to attack us, but for some reason they didn't. The only reason I could think that they didn't attack us, because they like to catch a lone bomber, and they didn't attack us because they were probably out of ammunition, or maybe they were low on fuel, trying to make it back to their airfield. Anyway, they didn't attack us. But then we got into, there was clouds here and there and yonder, and we got down in some clouds, and when we come out of them clouds, we was right over a big town.
Yeah.
And they started shooting at us again with anti-aircraft guns from the ground, and but we were able to maneuver.
Yeah.
When you're on a bomb run, see, you had to hold a straight course. They had a better chance of hitting you, but we weren't on a bomb run, so we were able to duck around like this. Pilot kept them from hitting us. We didn't get hit there. Anyway, finally we got so low on fuel, still didn't know where we were, and so the pilot started looking for a field big enough to belly in.
Yeah.
Just belly in the wheel. But there wasn't any. They all in little field. This small field had trees around. All them field had a tree